Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Arbuckle. Welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to share with you guys my favorite and best class setup for the XR-2 in Black Ops 3. This gun is so much fun to use. It is so deadly. It is so powerful. And to be honest with you, it was the first gun that I really fell in love with and mastered in the game. So I feel like out of all the best class setup videos that I make, this gun specifically is probably #1 on the list of weapons that I'm most qualified to talk about. So hopefully this video will help some of you out and give you guys another really awesome class setup to do well with in Black Ops 3. So the class setup that I'm running for the sake of the video is the XR-2 Elo sight, and then I'm running 4 attachments. I'm running quick draw, stock, rapid fire, and FMJ. And then perk-wise, I'm running Dead Silence and Blast Suppressor. So a lot of people always ask me why I run so many attachments. A lot of times I'll even use 5 on some of my guns. And the reason being is with Black Ops 3, and don't take this out of context, like it's different for every Call of Duty game, but for some reason with Black Ops 3, I've found to be more effective and a much better player when I have more attachments on my weapon than I have perks on my class setup. And I can't pinpoint, I can't give you guys an honest, like, a perfect example of why that happens, but I've just found to be so much more, like, I don't know, like I just feel like a better player. And I think a lot of that has to do with over the years Call of Duty has kind of taken a lot of its perks and turned them into attachments. I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, so many of the attachments that are on guns now actually used to be perks. So there's a big difference there, but I've just found that, like, with the I think it might be the movement system too, but being able to make so many movements to avoid getting shot, I feel like having a deadlier weapon is a little more of an advantage than having some extra perks, you know? So that's why I run a lot of attachments. I love having a really heavy powered weapon. Like, it's just so much fun to run around and kill people with 3 bullets. So that's why I always run a ton of attachments. So the XR-2 is amazing. Rapid fire out of all of these attachments. If there's something that you want to change, if there's something that you don't specifically like about this, do whatever you like figure out maybe if this isn't the best for you, if you like maybe instead of having FMJ you like high caliber, but if there's anything you're not going to change, make sure it's rapid fire, because rapid fire is absolutely crazy with this gun, and I think the reason for that is because of it being a burst weapon. I remember with the M8 back in Black Ops 2 and even in Black Ops 3, the M8 was pretty quick and pretty darn deadly, and the XR-2 was just a tad bit slower, so I started to use the rapid fire so that I could give it that advantage. And because it's so powerful, by giving yourself those extra shots per second, you're going to be able to get a lot more kills. So always run rapid fire. It is so helpful, so darn good. I always run quick drawn stock, and FMJ really just helps to make this gun even more deadly than it already is. Again, like I just said, guys, it's auto burst, so it's a little bit different. If you're not used to using burst weapons, then you're probably going to do bad with it at the beginning. But burst weapons for me have just made me so much of a better player. I feel like by using burst weapons, it really helps your aim. It helps your accuracy. So if you want to get better at aiming, by using burst weapons, you're going to do so much better, and you'll adapt to it. And then when you go back to using automatic weapons, you'll be even better. You'll be super good and be able to aim really, really well. I would recommend running a lower sensitivity with this class setup because of it being a burst weapon. With burst guns, you have to focus on aiming and shooting, whereas like a regular, like a KN-44, you really just have to hold down the trigger, so you don't have to focus on shooting. You really just have to focus on aiming. But with a burst weapon, you have to make sure you have to focus on aiming and shooting. So if you focus too much on aiming, you're not going to shoot quick enough. So you kind of got to work 2 sides of your brain there. So running a lower sensitivity will help you out and help you to keep your aim a little more steady. It's a great run and gun weapon, guys. The XR-2, a lot of people don't try to rush with it, but because this was the main gun that I used, I got really used to rushing around with it and did really, really well. So don't think that it's a gun you have to camp with. Like if you're playing on even Nuketown, I've dropped hundreds of kills on Nuketown with an XR-2 before, multiple times. So it's a really good gun to run and gun with, and you should do really, really well with it. Last thing I want to say, guys, is what's really unique about this burst weapon is the fact that you don't have to keep pulling the trigger. So like I just talked about a second ago, where you have to focus on aiming and shooting, this gun has an advantage to where if you hold down the trigger, it'll auto burst for you. So if you guys don't like pulling the trigger down every time you shoot, then what you can do is you can just hold down the trigger and it'll do it's got an auto burst feature, which is really, really awesome. And I found that when I do that, I actually do a little bit better just because of that. Like I said a second ago, where you don't have to think about shooting and aiming. So it's a huge difference. You'll definitely realize it. If you want to try it out, try shooting, like pulling the trigger every time, and then try holding it down and shooting someone, and you can see a really big difference. difference. So a really nice advantage of the gun. It's a lot of fun to do. Anyway, guys, this is the class setup that I have for the XR-2. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I hope you do well with this gun. Again, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see all you guys in the next video.